Okay, good evening. It's the 16th of December, 2025. And of course, we do have another amazing day to today's trading day. Yes, I hope everyone is well and everyone has had a great day in the market. Okay, first thing first, as usual, I will be sharing my screen and I will be going over the events today. Like I always say, there's always something happening in the market. You don't have to participate every day, but there's always something happening in the market. So if I take you to, let me just share my screen and we shall see. So see, okay, so here is the cues, okay? And looking at the cues, the Qs was only down, well, was actually up by 0.2% today, actually. Again, looking at the trend line, it's about to chase the trend line again. It tapered off last night or yesterday, and the past few days, it hasn't been a great week so far. And so if you're going to extend it out, so we can see we are literally down, and we are just about, wrapping up for another new climb. So that's what happened today. Not much volume. I think there was a huge sell-off yesterday, another one which I thought was going to continue today. And right there was, well, right there is where we are right now. So we hopefully, it looks like we're having a little bit of a turnaround. IWM was the key leader yesterday, and I think it's still sold off today as well. So it looks like we are getting time. Well, we're getting the sell exhaustion, really. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, tomorrow, I think sell exhaustion is going to happen, and then I'm actually beginning to see a mixed results, a mixed bag with some things. First and foremost, as well, I want to look at iRobots. iRobots yesterday it was the news for yesterday, and as you can see, this keeps selling off. So this is the problem with bottom fishing. If you are constantly picking bits, stocks at the lows, well, I mean, of course, you want to buy low, sell high. But if you're looking for what is cheap, I always say sometimes, when it's cheap, it's actually a lot more expensive. So that's one there. I think the fundamentals is garbage, unfortunately, and there's not a lot here for you. So except you want to short, you know how to short. In fact, I made mention another one today, which was AMCI. I mean, if you look at this one here, yes, you need to be there at the beginning. So there's 100% today. It's literally doubled, and tomorrow already selling off. This is a company to employees. I really don't know. I mean, you need to understand the theme moves the market. Here, what's going on? It's robotics. Everyone is going for the name robotics. What is that? AI. They're going for the drone, and that's what people are going for. So, unfortunately, it's not a play for me, and I just don't see it lasting as long. And there are quite a few of them as well. I think even is it RS? LV or something like that. But anyway, let me go back to today's topic. So yeah, the first one I wanted to talk about again, or the next one I wanted to talk about is crude oil. Look, my line is right here. So let's have a look. And I've been talking about this almost every day. This is something I look at every day, trade or not, because I'm a commodities man. I love my commodities. You've got to be able to look at different sides of the market, different market sectors, because why? You need the same skills for them. And if you understand, look at different market sectors, you can trade them. They all kind of move the same way, to be honest. And so it's yes, it's quite important to monitor all these things. Why do you want to limit yourself to one? So, I don't limit myself to one, because you have a trading methodology. If you're confident in it, you don't want to restrict yourself to one market or product. So you've got to cast your net wide, apply the same trading concepts across different markets to narrow down the best trade for the day. Not necessarily being a day trader, but like as what's his name said, one of the great market mentors that I listen to, he said, there's always a bull market somewhere, and that's why you don't necessarily have to short. There's always a bull market somewhere. So yes, I've been looking at this now. Now, are we thinking it's going to collapse down the hill here, or we'll see? Your guess is as good as mine. We shall see. Okay. But again, it's something I'm looking at. No financial advice. And I'm not saying anything where it's going to go. I have where I'm positioned, but I keep watching this. Likewise, I look at Coco. So Coco kind of felt like it was, falling off the earth yesterday or a few days ago, a few weeks ago, actually. And look at that. It did reclaim, come back here, and I believe this is about to make another run. Likewise, Palladium. So we can see this has been respecting the line. I mean, let's do it on a weekly, actually. Likewise, a Palladium, which is one of my main lovely, lovely plays again. So you can see it's turning around and making a turnaround, turning back, turnaround Tuesday, like some people say. So yeah, so I mean, why is crude collapsing? There's so many reasons to these things. Very difficult to say why, but if I look at, I had a few pointers here on my screen. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's got nothing to do with the why, but number one, energy producers and energy service providers, they are falling and they're weighing on and this weighs on the broader markets. And of course, crude collapsed as well, more than 3%, and it's at an almost 5-year low right now. APA is one of the energy producers, down 5%, which is one of the lead losers in S&P 500. Diamond Bank Energy, which is FANG, down more than down about 4%. Halliburton, again, down 4%. Occidental, which I think Warren Buffett had a great average there, or it wasn't a great average, actually. That's also down, Marathon, ConocoPhillips, Baker Hughes, Devon Energy. So, I mean, if I look at Oxy, which is one of my favorites, actually, Oxy has been down as well. I was looking at 40 something. There you go, the last time I checked. So you can see oil is generally weak along this side. So, if you're looking at oil, if you're looking at this here, then of course what's the word? Yes, we do have a problem, So oil is down and, everything else is weighing down. Also, crypto stocks, they were climbing today actually because I was looking at Circle, Mara, Coin, but Coin was up a lot. Sorry, I mean Circle was up by a lot earlier. I wasn't paying attention to others because, I mean, of course, where else do they go? Because CleanSpark was, yeah, you could see sorry, Circle chased that 10%. CleanSpark as well. It had a great rate. It had a massive sell-off yesterday. So, but why? Let's look at the key driver, which is Bitcoin. And if you look at Bitcoin hasn't been great all year. I mean, I'm going to put something on the board, which I put uh, down earlier today. Yeah, Bitcoin back down to 87, struggling in this market. Again, nowhere near, the expectation. So I think Bitcoin's been down year to date, to be honest. Um, so yeah, also, it looks like the market is collapsing. Like I said yesterday, that money is moving from AI into non-AI. In fact, I was looking at Apple today. Apple's down from its all-time high. Nvidia couldn't claim from the 212 levels. Look at Apple right there. When you look at the last time it got here was, you could see that 288 and back down to less than 274. Likewise, Nvidia as well. If you look at Nvidia, there's quite a few I'm probably going to talk about, but likewise, Nvidia is just struggling above where it is. But on another note, look at Tesla. Tesla back all-time high. I don't know what's pushing this. I mean, I was looking at the flows yesterday and there was a call for 500. It was a $500 million. You can't bet against the flow. That is right, the volume. Again, so yeah, we'll look into that at some point. I'm guessing, look, this is one touch away from 500. That's going to happen. Again, speaking of money moving out, Oracle struggling. I think the sign was there. The minute Oracle pooped, AVGO pooped, That is a big deal, and that says something about AI. I mean, I was even looking at Cisco today, and Cisco is actually showing a weakening right at the top. There you go. So, this is the whole thing. And speaking of IWM struggled at the top as well. So yes, so yesterday we had IWM from 257 now to 249. But yes, so I think, like I said again, seller exhaustion. I kind of feel like, and I'm not the only one saying this is probably tax loss harvesting. It's the end of the year and people just, again, for tax purpose. So that's probably why people just want to sell. But overall, this is what I was looking at today. Apple year to date has been 13%. We've got Palantir 14, which has done amazing. We have some of them has done very well. Tesla, Google, S&P, not bad. Meta, gold, silver, particularly, but crude oil's been bad. Bitcoin has been bad. Again, even Amazon as well. Amazon has been, just about 3%. There's nothing wrong with that, but as long as you are beating inflation, or otherwise you're beating S&P. So that's one thing people need to pay attention to. And I put out a tweet out there. Let's see if I can actually copy the tweet, which I said something about this actually. So let's see what I said. Because it's quite funny. Everyone just, yes, everybody wants to be a stock picker. Everybody wants to beat the markets, but can everybody beat the markets? We shall see. And this is the tweet right here. So let me put it out. It does require a lot of work, which is why sometimes I tell people, look, if you don't know what to do, just buy S&P and keep things moving. Now, this is what the tweet said, and I'll wrap it up here. So it says Apple's been 13, Tesla, Meta, Amazon, S&P. Yeah, just around those prices, those levels in terms of performance. But meanwhile, look at Palantir, gold, Google, silver, all these guys are, you know, multiple percentages. But on the other side, on the other hand, crude oil down, Bitcoin down, same year, same market, very different outcomes. This is not a market up or down story. It's a capital rotation story. Leadership has shifted from broad indices and legacy winners to selective growth, AI exposure, and hard asset. So the lesson for 2026, index hugging would not cut it. You get paid for being positioned, not for being present. And that's the story for today. Okay. Until tomorrow again, we are back on the field. I hope everyone, has a good night. I shall see you tomorrow, and God bless. Have a good night. Thanks.